show on the radio, 941 on AM 970. The Answer, the flagship station for all the Salem media, and proud to be Mike Davis is the man, founder of Article 3 Project, former law clerk for Justice Neil Gorsuch, and former chief counsel for nominations for the U.S. Senate Committee on the Judiciary. Mike, welcome back to the show. Always awesome to have you with us, sir.
Thank you for having me back, Joe.
Well, we appreciate it. I want to go to your Fox News piece, which is great. Congratulations on that. But Mike, what's going on in Virginia with the guy that killed a 41-year-old? Can I touch on that for a second? And Spanberger, the governor, is not allowing ICE to get this guy arrested because they want to ship him out of the country. This is actually happening in the United States of America. Mike, help me out, please.
Yeah. Virginia thought that they elected this moderate Democrat suburban mom, but who they really elected was a radical Marxist lunatic with this governor of Virginia, Spanberger. She is at war with federal law enforcement. And I have been posting about this on my X account this morning.
Yes.
There is legislation going through the Virginia legislature right now where Spanberger looks like she's going to sign it, where Virginia thinks they're going to start arresting federal law enforcement agents for doing their jobs, ICE agents for enforcing immigration laws. And I would just say to these Democrats, you are playing a deadly game here because you are going to cause these ICE agents to have to use deadly force to stop these clearly illegal arrests. You cannot do this. These people who are doing this are going to face federal charges for assault on law enforcement, conspiracy, harboring illegals, maybe kidnapping of federal law enforcement if you arrest them illegally. You're going to have problems with seditious conspiracy when you threaten to use force like an arrest to stop federal law enforcement from doing their jobs, from enforcing federal law.
Yeah.
That is insurrection. That is textbook insurrection. When you're conspiring to do this, like they're doing right now in the Virginia legislature, working with Spanberger, Governor Spanberger and her team, that is a seditious conspiracy under our federal laws. Think about it this way. If you had Virginia's reverting back to these Virginia Democrats are reverting back to their Confederate roots. Just think about it this way. If you have a legislature say, we're gonna authorize our state National Guard to go arrest the Secretary of Homeland Security because we disagree with her decision to enforce federal immigration laws or to arrest ICE agents. That is a seditious conspiracy. You can arrest these people for seditious conspiracy, a very serious federal crime, right now for what they're doing. It's just unbelievable. If they actually go through and arrest ICE agents, and there's a deadly standoff, these people who push this could be charged with felony murder. I don't think these woke Democrats, these crazy white women in Virginia understand that they are putting these state and local police in a very dangerous, treacherous, legal and physical position if they have them trying to arrest ICE agents for doing their jobs. This is going to end with death.
Yeah, you know what, Mike Davis, I got to tell you, we're getting it in New Jersey too. The same thing. I don't know how these people get elected, but this is why I worry about the midterms, because they can get elected. Mamdani can get elected in New York, Spanberger in Virginia, Sherrill in Jersey, and they just are going right up against it. But the Department of Justice, as you know all too well, suing the state of New Jersey because of Governor Sherrill. The first thing she did, we got taxes through the roof. Mike Davis, I mean, you can't even the electricity prices, the tolls. We are abused constantly as citizens of the great state of New Jersey, and the first thing the governor does is, I'm going after Trump and ICE. And there was like a collective, oh my gosh, you can't be serious, ma'am. What are you doing? They just missed the boat. Can we get across to those people, to those Karens that are voting the wrong way, Mike Davis?
Well, when these Karens, these dumb white women are electing these Democrats, and then these Democrats are mass importing Islamists, for example, who are going to come in and conquer their states and rape their kids and abuse the welfare system and bankrupt the place. What the hell? But these I think liberal white women are the most destructive force in America because they actually will vote for politicians and policies that are directly against their own interests and the interests of their families. They're too stupid to vote.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Mike, let me go to your article. This is Mike Davis, the unsung but crucial foot soldiers in Trump's war on fraud. This is something that's going on, and boy, is there fraud out there. Great piece, by the way. Walk us through it if you would, Mike Davis.
Yes, President Trump has announced he is going to wage a war on fraud, and this is after all Americans woke up to the fact that these Somali pirates and warlords have been fleecing billions of dollars from us in places like Minnesota and Maine and elsewhere, right? So President Trump has tasked Vice President J.D. Vance to work with Attorney General Pam Bondi and Todd Blanche, the Deputy Attorney General. They have a new fraud guy, a new top fraud official, Paul McDonald's, going through the confirmation process. Andrew Ferguson, my buddy who runs the Federal Trade Commission, is going to help staff this effort, and they are going to an all-out war against this fraud. Now, one of the key foot soldiers in the war on fraud, are these federal whistleblowers, right? They are crucial. They are crucial to this war on fraud. We do not have enough federal officers. We do not have enough federal prosecutors to prosecute all of this fraud. We have so much fraud that it can't be done through the justice system, through the Justice Department. What you have to do is we have a statute that's been on the books since the Civil War, last updated in 1986, called the False Claims Act. And the False Claims Act allows whistleblowers, private citizens with their lawyers, to investigate and bring TTAM lawsuits or False Claim Act lawsuits where they're suing on behalf of the United States to go after this fraud. And if they do this, if they invest this time and money to uncover and prosecute this fraud, they get a bounty for it. They get like 30%, or there's a percentage of whatever they can help recover for the United States. They get a percentage of that.
Wow. The
Justice Department for decades has hated these TTAM lawsuits, these relators as they're called, these whistleblowers and their lawyers, and they treat them like pariahs, and they've tried to subvert them for decades, right? My old boss, Chuck Grassley, the Senate Judiciary Committee chairman, has been the whistleblower's biggest champion in the Senate, really in the government. What I've been pushing is the civil division of the Justice Department manages these whistleblower lawsuits, these TTAM relator lawsuits. Mm-hmm. The civil division needs to change its policies to incentivize rather than treat like pariahs these whistleblowers, because we're not going to be able to tackle this fraud. We're not going to be able to win this war on fraud on behalf of President Trump unless we have these foot soldiers called whistleblowers.
Yeah, well, we appreciate the fight on that because the fraud out of Minnesota alone, but I don't know if you saw Waltz yesterday at that hearing. This guy, he was absolutely out of his league and looked frustrated, and he probably knew for years that this fraud was going on. And if it's happening in Minnesota, California too, Mike Davis, before we let you go, sir, California's got to be wrought with fraud. And Gavin Newsom with that attitude like he knows everything, not even helping the Palisades fire victims and not even helping all the problems they have in California, the fraud in California. We have yet to see, correct?
Yeah, I mean, look, these Democrats of today are Marxists. They're trying to destroy America from within. The best way to do that is to import all these third world immigrants, particularly these Islamists. They bribe them. They pay them off with these welfare. They're coming in and looting our country. Americans are working our asses off, and then we're supporting these Islamists who are having 10 kids and raping kids, and then we're supposed to support this. It's completely unacceptable. And President Trump, to his great credit, is waging a war against this fraud, getting these illegals the hell out of our country and stopping this fraud.
Mike Davis, thanks always for taking the time with us. Great stuff as always, and we'll get the article out, and please come back when you can, sir, okay?
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, sir. Mike Davis, the unsung but crucial foot soldiers in Trump's war on fraud. That's an opinion piece from Fox News, and it's out on X right now. Hey, Debbie's out there looking out for you on the roads, 9:50.